Hello, 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 and welcome once again to Movies That Pop. I'm the Kernel. Let's see what popped up in theaters this week. Isn't saying funny? Well, it's not that fucking funny. Especially if you fucking use the word fuck every fucking other fucking word. I'm going to admit, I wasn't expecting much from Bad Santa 2. And that's more or less what I got. Huh? I have to admit that I really enjoyed the first Bad Santa movie, which was released all the way back in 2003, which was politically incorrect back when politically incorrect was still a thing. In that film, Billy Bob Thornton played a foul-mouthed, perpetually drunken criminal masquerading as a department store Santa Claus so that he could rob the store on Christmas Eve. That film gleefully pushed what were at that time the limits of bad taste and demonstrated some real heart buried as it was beneath layers Of course it would be on the Bad Santa review. The film gleefully pushed what were, at that time, the limits of bad taste, and demonstrated some real heart, buried, as it was, beneath layers of twisted and profane humor. Yeah, got it! Print that shit! Now, 13 whole years later, and without the original screenwriters or original director driving the ship, Bad Santa 2 plops into theaters like a cinematic turd. Uninspired, lazy, and with nothing new to show or to tell us, this thing was a challenge to even sit through. The majority of the audience I saw this film with did not last the duration. And I'm not making that up. At the screening I attended, the lights went down on an audience of 12, and the credits rolled to an audience of 4. Even the drunken teenagers who theater hopped in bailed at about the 3/4 mark. And prior to that, they were stone silent. Look, I could get into the reasons why this film doesn't work, but with comedies, the litmus test is simple. Did you laugh or did you not? I sat in a theater devoid of laughter, which is ostensibly the reason we all go to see comedies, and by default, that makes Bad Santa 2 a failure, with no further analysis required. The problem stems from this. We've seen it all before, and it's no longer novel. Billy Bob Thornton in a Santa suit yelling obscenities at children, or Tony Cox's dwarf yelling obscenities at Thornton, were funny in context 13 years ago, but Danny McBride has sort of cornered the market on that sort of thing by now, and he keeps finding new shades of it to play. In Bad Santa 2, Willie Soap is less likable, perhaps because he's less defined as a character, and he doesn't actually do anything for the majority of the movie. He just exists, and the story happens to him. He doesn't woo his love interest, she just decides to sleep with him. He doesn't seek out his new caper, his conspirators seek him out, and he doesn't change or evolve or even devolve. He's just there, cussing up a storm alongside other cussing characters in a story that seems to believe that people cussing at each other is inherently funny. Not only is the story lazy, it feels very hastily assembled. Along with the fact that the protagonist doesn't drive the story in any meaningful way, there are breadcrumbs sprinkled throughout for plot lines that were obviously cut. Characters that look like they were set up to be more substantial, but then don't pay off in any way. Avenues that the story looks like it might go down, then get abandoned. I'll give one example, and I guess it's a minor spoiler, but it sort of proves my point. And really, you shouldn't see this movie, so you shouldn't really care. There is a moment where Willie and his partner crack a safe, expecting several $1 million in it. And Willie notes, as he's filling his bag, that there's probably only a couple $100,000 in it. There's a couple of interesting wrinkles that you could throw into the story there, like, ooh, did someone we've already met go in and steal the majority of the money first? Was there some kind of double cross? Did someone tip off the victim? But instead, the story just kind of goes on and it never comes up again, and you just wonder, well, what was that about? Why even have that line in the movie? This movie was uninspired, unfunny, shoddy, and thoroughly unpleasant. Empty bag of popcorn for Bad Santa 2. A sequel so bad, it actually makes the original seem worse simply by association. That does it for this edition of Movies That Pop. Don't forget to follow me, the Kernel, on Twitter @MoviesThatPop. And click the icon right down there to visit our channel if you'd like to see more. And support us by clicking subscribe while you're there and by clicking the thumbs up icon below. I'd like to hear your thoughts on Bad Santa 2. Did you laugh? At all? Honestly? Tell me in the comments below. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I'm the Kernel, but f*** this movie.